Now, when you're dreaming, or when you're awake, and you want to do something, like let's say Ernie wanted to take a bite out of an apple.
Right.
The cortex up here would be active, and it would send an impulse down the spinal cord out the nerves here to the arm, and he would then raise the apple to his mouth and he would take a bite.
Right.
Okay. Now, he can be dreaming about taking a bite of an apple, but somewhere, and we don't really know where, there's a blockage which he can have that dream up here, but the impulses don't get down into the body, and so you don't act out the dreams that you're having.
Is that what happens when you have a nightmare and you want to scream, but you know, you try, you can't scream? Is it being blocked like that?
Yeah, well, there's no real way to know, but that's what people think, is that you're really effectively paralyzed, and it gives your dreams a sort of a slow motion kind of feeling.
Well, if you're paralyzed, how come people are sleepwalking? Is that an acting out of the dream?
Well, no, I think people think that, but it isn't actually. You don't dream all the time. You dream during a stage called REM, R-E-M, because that's for rapid eye movement, because your eyes are moving back and forth. But there are other stages of sleep, and stage 1 through 4, as you get deeper and deeper and deeper into sleep. And people don't usually report dreams during these stages. And stage 4, the deepest stage of sleep, is when you sleepwalk. So you're not really dreaming. It's a different phenomenon.
So why do we dream? I mean, what purpose does dreaming serve?
There's been a lot of research on why we dream, and really nothing is known. It may be to sort out sensory input that we've had during the day. It may be random electrical activity. We probably dream for a reason, but we really don't know what that reason is.
Well, thank you very much, Jan. I think we're going to let Ernie get... You can see from his eyes he's really sleepy. Let's let him go to sleep. Now it's time for a look at inventions which may be a part of your future, so pay attention. We went to the Science Museum of Minnesota for a look at the ideas of tomorrow.
Hi, my name is Derek Ashe, and the name of my invention is electrical fish light. When the spool turns, when the fish grabs the bait, the spool turns and the red flag goes up. At night, you can't see the flag, so I put a light on and you can see the light at night. This is a boot and skate. It's a combination of a boot and a skate all in one. Its purpose is to make it easier for younger children to put on the skate in the wintertime.
This is a spelling pen, and it's used to help children with spelling problems. And the 100 most commonly misspelled words are written in the pen. And if you twist it, then you can see the words and find the word you want and spell it correctly.
These are solar cells right here, and that absorbs sunlight that is transmitted into solar energy that generates power into the radio. From the radio, it goes to the earphones that produce the sound, so you can listen to the radio while wearing sunglasses without using batteries.
This is the Woofer Mitten, and the purpose is to take loose hair off the dog. And first you go down the dog with the brush, then after that you turn it over and you go down the dog with a tape, and it picks up the loose hair. You can use it for dogs or cats.
My invention is a dual dry, and its purpose is to dry wet boots. There's a fan in the bottom that outputs 30 square feet of air per minute.
My invention is the late night readers for when you want to read in the dark and you don't want to have to go and turn off the lights.
This is a Sunny Breeze solar fan, and the purpose of this invention is to cool you off while you're working outdoors or taking a tan.
This is the Youth Adjustable Ski Pole. You can make it longer or shorter by changing these bolts.
My invention is Tracker golf balls, and it's a golf ball with a thin layer of aluminum inside of it. And if you hit your golf ball into the weeds, you have a metal detector that fits right into an old golf club.
My invention is the crutch tote. It is to help handicapped or injured people carry magazines or books.
This is the Overseas. Helps to see over tall people at ball games.
Both of our next two guests are hardy travelers. This beautiful bird and Nancy Gibson of the Minnesota Zoo. Nice to see you, Nancy.
Thank you, Ira.
What is this beautiful bird?
This is a peregrine falcon.
This is a peregrine falcon.
Right, and her name is Jenny. She's an immature bird, about a year old.
And why do they call them peregrine falcon? What does peregrine mean?
Well, it's a word that means wandering or migrating. Peregrine falcons like to migrate.
What do you mean they like to migrate? How far will they migrate?
Well, they'll nest in some of the normal climates like Canada, and then travel as far south sometimes as Argentina. Peregrines until about the 1950s were some of the most successful birds because they lived in every continent. But with the introduction of toxic chemicals, there's been a lot of problems.
So they're on the endangered list then?
Very endangered list. But this bird is the jet of the bird world.
The jet.
Right, let's see if we can get Jenny to demonstrate those.
Why do you say jet? It flies real quickly?
Very fast. They've got
How fast
long,
does it?
narrow wings and long tails, and they can go over speeds of 200 miles an hour.
200? What are you
Right.
chasing at 200 miles an hour? That you
Other
need such-
birds.
That makes sense.
Right, that's their main
so
source
they
of food.
grab them with their claws and
What they
squash them
do,
to
they
death?
will soar over the open ground, and then once they see some prey,
Right.
they'll go do a few rapid wing beats and then tuck their wings in, and that will decrease the air resistance, and then they will plunge toward Earth, going over 200 miles an hour, and then kick their prey with a clenched fist.
They just stun them?
Just stun
Knock them out a little bit?
Knock them out, and they'll probably fall to the ground. Or if they're small birds, they'll take them in midair.
Oh, nature's dive bomber.
That's right, and look at that beak. That's uniquely designed to actually snap the vertebrae.
It's got a little notch in it, yeah.
Very much so.
But you said they were on the endangered species list, so
Very,
there
very
must be very few of them left, right?
That's right. And there's a lot of people trying to make the peregrine falcon come to the skies again. And the Nature Conservancy, the Bell Museum, and the University of Minnesota Raptor program have all put together a great program here. And we've got some wonderful footage. This is a mature female, and you can see she's kind of got that blue coloring.
Yes, I was going to say, she looks blue, and the one we have here,
Jenny we have here is
that-
immature. She's only a year old.
I see, so they become bluer as
Right.
they get older.
This is Bob Anderson. He's a falconer who has just dedicated countless hours in trying to work with the peregrine falcons. He has a first-class facility at his home there, and he uses her, and of course, the end result are chicks.
Ooh, you mean those little chicks are bred in somebody's house? They're not bred at the zoo or anything?
Not at the zoo, no. They're
Isn't that
all down
amazing?
his home, and these are all less than 24 hours old.
Oh, they're pretty little birds. Now, what's that little noise the birds are making?
Well, that's the young boy they're making that noise, and what he's trying to do is simulate the noise that the mother would make before she would feed them. And also what they're doing is a situation called double clutching.
But it's not a truck driver.
No,
They're
not a truck
driving
driver.
a truck, okay.
Right. What they are doing, they will take the first set of eggs from the nest and then put them in these incubators, hoping that the birds will breed again, and that increases their percentages of having a...
Two for the price of one.
Right.
I see. So then they have to take these birds and raise them with a different kind of bird.
That's exactly what's happening here. It's a surrogate mother. This is a prairie falcon, and the chicks there are about 6 to 8 days old right there.
And the
she
prairie
will
falcon will take the birds on, even though it's not the same kind of bird.
That's right. And from there, they will go on to a wild captive pair that will then continue to raise them. And believe it or not, they're going to be heading to downtown Minneapolis.
Wait a minute, last time we released birds, remember we went out in the wilds, we went
Right.
into the bushes, into the woods, and we released a couple of owls.
Right.
This bird's going downtown?
Going downtown.
Why? What's there downtown?
Well, these tall buildings simulate the wild rock ledges and cliffs. So they're very high. And of course, there's a great source of food down there, pigeons.
Pigeons? These birds eat pigeons?
That's
I
right.
want to take them home with me. I could use a couple of
Well,
these
there are
birds
a lot of
variety.
different birds in different cities. In fact, New York City has a couple of pairs. And here you can see we're in downtown Minneapolis. This is a hack box.
A hack box.
Hack box. And the falcons will go in there for approximately 10 days. Now, they're about a little over a month old at this point. And they will stay there, and then pretty soon that door is going to be open, and they will be soaring around downtown Minneapolis looking for pigeons.
And then do they come back to the box, or do they start making their own nests or
They'll
something?
come back to the box for quite a few days because there's always going to be food there, and we're trying to encourage them to come back. And then once the fall comes, they're going to start heading south to go to that migration again.
So if you want to see a peregrine falcon, go downtown. Don't
That's
go
right.
into the woods.
That's great. And Jenny, as a matter of fact, is going to be the mother of several of the birds that we are going to be reintroducing back into the wild.
Well, Jenny, let me wish you a lot of luck in being a mother. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Jenny, for wandering in here today. That's about all the time we have for now. In fact, this is the end of the season of Newton's Apple. We hope you enjoyed the program, and we look forward to seeing you again. I'm Ira Flatow. So long for Newton's Apple.
Newton's Apple is made possible by a grant from DuPont, makers of better things for better living. and also by this station and other public television stations.